One of the best ways to drive traffic to your site and get more leads or more customers is to write blog posts. In fact, some of the world's most successful companies have gone all in on content marketing. Here's Intercom, and if you go to their blog, you'll see they have invested a ton of work, making it look almost like a magazine. You might also be familiar with Basecamp. Well, for years, and really to this day, their number one acquisition channel is probably still Signal versus Noise, which has been their long-running blog that they now host on Medium. And ConvertKit recently did a big investment in their blog as well, where they're creating these really in-depth magazines on a particular topic. And so in this case, they have a whole index of articles on the topic of the many faces of online products. So today, I'm going to show you how to write a blog post that gets traction. I'm going to go through all my steps, how I come up with ideas, how I actually write those blog posts, and then most importantly, how I promote them. Now, my first recommendation is going to be to go back to week one and review how to research your potential customers, your audience. This will go over a bunch of different ways to do that, but let's quickly cover some. Let's say your target market is entrepreneurs. Well, you could go to Reddit and look for the questions people are asking. For example, Subbox website solutions, WordPress, Shopify, CreateJoy, or other. If that's something I think would be helpful to my audience, what I'll do is I will create a draft post that relates to that topic. So I just would keep this as a draft in my blog post folder. All right, now let's go to the startups subreddit. Here's an interesting conversation. Too much. Can you have more than 3 active projects? And you might want to, go into the comments here, see what the top voted comments are, see which things are really resonating. And again, we can already see that this topic has traction. So if you write your take on it, it's likely you're going to be able to get some traction as well. All right, let me show you one from a Facebook group. This is the Startup Chat Mastermind group. And they've asked, what is your biggest startup challenge this week? And if we look down here, we can see that this person's biggest challenge is getting 10,000 hits, so getting more traffic. One thing that's important in all of this is that you have to be inspired about the topic. You have to be pumped up about it. You have to feel like you have a unique thing to say about it. And so another place to look is at the pieces of content you've already put out into the world and that might already be gaining traction. What can you learn from those, and could you translate those into blog posts? Let me give you some examples. So I'm a big Twitter user, and Twitter has an analytics platform a lot of people don't know about. You can go to analytics.twitter.com, and it will show you your top tweet for the month. And so, for example, here's my top tweet, how to make $1 million this year. This would be a great blog post. That's a great subject line right there, and I can see it already has traction. Here's another example. These are my analytics for my YouTube channel. And if I scroll through these and I look by number of views, I can see that this video here, how to test your business idea in 5 minutes or less, got a lot of views and a lot of watch time. So now I can take these micro pieces of content or these questions I've found on other platforms, and I can turn them into blog posts. And the process will differ depending on where the idea came from, but let me take you through an example of how I might write that out. So here's a really cool trick when you're starting from a YouTube video. Let's open this up. And a lot of folks don't know that YouTube automatically creates closed captions. And they're actually really good. Let me show you here. I'll go into the English, and you can see on the side here are the captions that were generated. And if I played the video, you would see them below. Now, I might want to use this text as a starting point for a blog post. Here's how I would do it. I would download this as an SRT file, and then I would go to this tool here. It's in the notes, and I would go to Open. I'm going to keep all the settings the same, and I'm going to choose this one here, Captions. Okay, I'm going to load, and look, here is all of my text here, right? Now I'm going to export as plain text. I'm going to unbreak all of the lines. And actually, I'm going to merge all the lines. Let's see what that does. Download as plain text. And now when I open it, here is all of that text ready to go. So now I can go into WordPress and I can go how to test your business idea in 5 minutes or less. And then I'm going to just put in a nice slug here. I usually try to have a really short slug, like test your idea, all one word. And now I can paste in that text. Right? Now there's no line breaks here, but it's a lot easier for me to go in here and add in new paragraphs. So here I have a almost 1,500 word blog post already started for me. All right, once I have my initial draft, I want to do 2 things. First of all, check it for grammar and spelling mistakes, and after that, getting feedback on it from other people. Here's how I do that. For grammar and spelling, I use Grammarly. I actually subscribe to this. It's the best money I've spent. And this is what the interface looks like. So I'll grab my draft and I will paste it right in here. And then Grammarly will generate these suggestions. In this case, it's to remove this comma, another comma here, to make it more readable and to improve the grammar and spelling mistakes. So I would go through all of these, and once I have a draft I'm happy with, I'll take this content and then I'll open something like Google Docs. And you could certainly start writing in Google Docs. I just out of habit, I start in WordPress, but I'll paste in my finished draft, and then I will create a shareable link. In this case, I'm going to say anyone with the link can comment. And I'll share this link on Slack and other places, get people to give me feedback on it. What could be improved? How can I make this better? All right, this video is getting a little long, so I'm going to end it here. In the next video, I'm going to talk about how to publish and promote that blog post you've just created.